Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. Today on the video we're going to be having a look at a quick sneak peek at the new Pokemon set that's coming out all the way in May. Of course, we're talking about Twilight Masquerade. Some cards have already been leaked online and some of them are actually quite interesting. So we're going to have a look at them. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. We're well on the way now towards 800 subs and we need everyone who's watching this video to hit the subscribe button so we can get towards that goal. With that said, let's jump in straight away and let's have a look at some of the cards that's already been leaked from new Pokemon set Twilight Masquerade. Okay folks, so here we go. We're on Just in Basil, one of my go-to sites for any Pokemon set that might be upcoming in the future or where any cards have been leaked or showcased. We have to use the word showcased because there's a lot of snowflakes out there who don't like the word leaked. But screw you, here we go. So the Twilight Masquerade obviously coming out in about the middle of May, I believe. Starting with the grass types. So Pokemon that we haven't seen in a while, we've got Tangela and Tangrowth. Have a look through these. These are obviously in the Japanese style, Japanese format, right, and etc. But what is really interesting about this is that some of them have already been showcased in English. For example, this one, the Tail Mask of Ogerpon. I think that's pronounced Ogerpon EX. Like grass, fire, water, and another one. But check this out, EX, 210 health. It has ability Tail Dance. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic grass energy card from your hand to this Pokemon. If it attaches Pokemon, you may draw cards. Now, interesting because this is a really good draw mechanic for grass type Pokemon. Grass type Pokemon have been missing a bit of a draw mechanic lately. I feel it will be interesting though to see if this ability is stackable, i.e. if you have multiple of these on your bench or on the active spot, can you use the ability more than once? It doesn't say anywhere that you can't, so it'll be interesting to see if you do. The Myriad Leaf Shower does 30 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. Really good. So it's going to do 120 from your Pokemon and then however many damage comes from the opposite Pokemon. So if the opponent's Pokemon has a couple of energy on, that's an extra 60 damage. That's really good. I think that is a good contender for going into a deck. It is a basic Pokemon, which means you can use Nest Ball on that to get it out. You're not going to have what's it called, rare candies in your deck to be able to evolve it, etc. So yeah, really good. And also, even though it's terrestrialized, and I'm not a big fan of terrestrialized, that one's not bad. That one's not bad. On to the fire type. Some of them making an appearance that have made an appearance, I think, in almost every Scarlet and Violet set, like Vulpix, Slugma, Macargo. We've got Litwick, and a Chandelure evolution line. But there we have the English version, the Flame Mask version of the previous card, Flame Mask version EX. Here we do have the Wrathful Hearth, where it does 20 times. This attack does 20 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon, kind of working like the Arcanine EX does for the fire users already. Good about this, the Arcanine is obviously an evolved Pokemon, you would need to evolve it. This isn't, which means you can probably get it out, a lot quicker. I'd have to go through some mechanics and see how you would get the fire energy attached. Probably use something like Magma Basin. Magma Basin card works really well. I've got Dynamic Blaze as well for 140. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 140 more damage and discard all energy. So you're going to be able to do 280 damage to an evolution Pokemon, but sadly you are discarding all your energy, which could be troublesome. Could be troublesome. On to some of the water ones. Glad to see we are getting a new Glaceon card. Be interested to see what that is. Be interested to see what the ability is of this Milotic card here. We do have Froakie, and we will come on to Greninja later. Check that out. But water types, we have the Wellspring Mask. First one is Sob. During your opponent's next turn, the opponent Pokemon cannot retreat. Really good for things against like Iron Leaves, if it's got an energy capsule attached to it where it would retreat for free. None of that if you use Sob. And we do have Torrential Pump for 100. You may shuffle 3 energy attached to this Pokemon into your deck. If you do, this attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Don't apply weakness or resistance. So really good. Doing 120 damage, one of the bench. You can take out things like the Barrel or some of those weaker Pokemon, maybe taking out the draw engine of someone else's deck. But Torrential Pump, really good. Again, I'm liking the new EXs for the masked versions. We do have a small electric set so far released. We've got Zapdos, we've got Morpeko, Bellibolt. We do have a new Iron Thorns card. Fortunately, this is still in Japanese, but a pretty cool looking card. Iron Thorns, this will be a future card, 230 health. So it's got a bit more health than the rest. That'll be interesting to see what that looks like in English. On to Psychic types, we do have some of the OG Pokemon here. We've got Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam. We also have Enamorus. We do have yet another Screamtail card. Screamtail cards have been quite popular in decks so far within Scarlet and Violet, so it'll be interesting to see what this one can do. Moving on to the Fighting types. Fighting types, we do have the first Greninja here. This Greninja is really good, but we'll take a look at the special illustration art in a moment. If I remember rightly, the first attack for 1 water energy does 170 damage, and it lets you, at the end of your turn, pull a card out of your deck and put it into your hand. So it's basically like a kind of free V-Star power that Arceus has, where you can pull a card out. So be able to pull a card, any card out of your deck at the end of the turn, to set up for next turn, I think is really, really good. Really, really powerful. We do have the Fighting type, the Cornerstone mask here, where we have Cornerstone Stance as an ability. Prevent all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. Really good. So if your opponent is going for an ability-heavy deck, put some of these in and they will not be able to hurt it. If this is the only Pokemon you got on the bench, possibly you could get an automatic win because the opponent can't hurt you. You keep putting some fight energy onto this and use Demolish for 140. This attack's damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance, which is always good, or by effects of your opponent's active Pokemon. That's really good. I think that could be another strong contender to go into decks. Another strong contender. We do have a new Applin, or 2 new Applin cards, so a very small dragon selection. It seems to be the dragon type Pokemon, the typing always has only like 3, 4, maybe half a dozen cards per set. But it's interesting that we've got Applin there. We do have Ursaluna. Ursaluna, 260 health, big tanky Pokemon. It's got an attack which takes a lot of energy here, so it'll be interesting to see what that does and what the wording comes out with. Do you have to discard energy? Can it not attack next turn? It will be interesting to see what that comes out as when it comes out in English. In terms of items, things and stuff out here, I think we have a new Love Ball. We also have some new A-Spec cards. So A-Spec cards are coming back for the 2nd consecutive set. We do have one here for Ogre's Mask, where choose a Pokemon EX in your discard pile that has the Ogre type in its name and switch it with one of your Pokemon EX in play. Any attached cards, damage counters, special conditions, turns in play, and any other effects remain on the new Pokemon. So it would be a good way, for example, if you had the Water type one on your deck, in your bench, in the active spot, and it has a lot of damage, switch it with the Fire one, which may be in your discard pile, bring it on, and the Fire one will do loads of damage because it's inherited all that damage from the previous one. A couple more A-Specs. I think this one, if I remember rightly, is called False Stamp. What it does, I'm not sure, but it'll be interesting to see, again, when the English wording comes out. Into the special ones now. Into the ones what everyone's going to be looking forward to. Into the special arts. We do have the likes of Pinsir here, Torkoal. Loving this Infernib. This reminds me a lot of like Black and White era. X and Y era, where the colours are really vivid and the Pokemon is a full art, but it's really, really close. That hit me straight in the nostalgics the first time that I saw it. We do have Manaphy here. which does remind me of the Squirtle and the Wartortle from 151. A lot of blues in the picture. I think that's one of the go-to styles at the moment. We've got a Namarus here looking like an anime episode, like for example Naruto, when it's a really big fight scene and they up the budget quality and the fight's just incredible. Or like an episode of One Piece when every time that Luffy fights Kaido and the budget goes through the roof. That's a really good card. Really, really nice. Otherwise, we do have some full arts. Iron Thorns there. We've got a Scream Tail. I do have the full art of the new terrestrialized Greninja there. Looks pretty good, but as we come down here, we'll be able to see the better Greninja. We do have some full art trainers here, so it'll be interesting to see what these guys and girls do in terms of TGC. And here we come on to the big hitters. First of all, this Greninja card. When I first saw it, I thought, no. But the more that I look at it, it's really cool. Greninja is stood on some sort of throne that has come alive with paint. He's got his shuriken next to him. I think this will be the chase card in the set, if I'm being honest. I think a lot of people will be clamouring for this. The Ursaluna though, Ursaluna, not so much. I don't think it really stands out. I think it is kind of eclipsed, if I'm being honest, by the Greninja card. I think this card, like I say, will be the chase card. A lot of people going for this. There's a lot more Greninja fans out there than there are Ursaluna fans. So I'm telling you, this will be the chase card. Do have a couple of more SAR cards. Really cute card this. We've got Corfish, we've got Surskit, and a little lassie doing some fishing. And we do have, I don't know if this is a named character or that's going to be called Photographer. Not sure. But as you can see there, the reflection there, I think that's a Growlithe or an Arcanine in there from what you can see. So a nice touch. Nice touch. Gold cards, we have obviously the Ursaluna. We do have a new card here, which is the Escape Board, I believe, which does allow your Pokemon to retreat below a certain health amount, if I remember rightly. And we do have another energy, Luminous Energy, I believe. I think we've just had a card similar to this, so if this is I might be wrong, but if we've had one similar, it'd be great to see what the difference is between the old one and the new one. And that's all we've got for now, guys. So we'll call it there. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me, leave some comments below. What do you think of the upcoming set? Do you think Twilight Masquerade is going to be good, bad, or indifferent? Let me know. All your comments are welcome at the bottom. And if you haven't already, hit that like button. It helps the channel grow. And more importantly, hit the subscribe button, guys. Hopefully get towards 800 subs and beyond. But we can only do it with your help. Also, don't forget to bookmark the next live stream. Competition live stream for April, the 12th of April, 7:30 UK time. So I hope to see you all there. So that's going to be it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all on the next one.